We have already read about Anglo-Saxon poetry. So today we will read about Anglo-Saxon prose. Okay, from 450 to 1066, the gradual development of Old English prose that is called Anglo-Saxon prose. The major exponents of Anglo-Saxon prose were Alfred, Alfred, and Wulfstan. Prose developed at a later phase of history than its poetic companion. The Germanic invaders brought with them their heathen poetry, but no prose tradition was evident in their literary endeavor. Prose came later. In every literature, poetry came first, and then came prose. So we can conclude that the development of English prose does not owe its origin to Germanic tradition, but they are solely the harvest of English soil, and therefore Christianity shapes it in many ways. It will be many ways, not a way. Anglo-Saxon prose was mostly sermons and translations from Latin, developed in the hands of Alfred, Alfric, and Wulfstan. Alfred. We all know about King Alfred. He is a versatile genius. He is not only a good fighter and good king, but also a good supporter of literature and also writer. He resisted the Danish attack successfully, but he is also efficient in developing remarkable prose style in the literary journey of the early English period. He patronized many literary critics and writers and always encouraged in the flourishment and development of English literature. Many Latin theological and philosophical works were received in his competent hands. He translated Cura Pastoralis of Pope Gregory the Great. Again, also other writers like Orosius and Roman Boethius, St. Augustine's, these Latin works he translated into English for better comprehensiveness of his people. So the common persons can understand these things better. Now, he was also responsible for the translation of its ecclesiastical history and the compilation of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. The two major sources of our knowledge of the early English history. So for the Old English period and its history, we have to depend on two major writers, two major pieces. That is ecclesiastical history by Bede and by Anglo-Saxon Chronicle of Alfred. But there is a controversy regarding the tentative attribution of Bede's translator. Some scholars accredit it to King Alfred, but others think of contemporary scholars as to the putative translator of this masterpiece. But Alfred himself patronized the endeavor. Even in the most adverse situation, King Alfred was there as a sentinel of literary growth, to preserve and improve the texture of literary tapestry of the then Britain. Now came Alfred. Alfred was a late 10th century clergyman remembered for his sermons, homilies, and saints' lives. He wrote mainly to instruct the monks and to spread the message of monastic revival. Catholic homilies, written in around 990 to 992, is based on the Orthodox sermons of Church Fathers. Lives of the Saints is his other famous work. Apart from it, he translated many pieces from the Old and New Testament and also wrote textbooks and letters to teach Latin and Christian duties respectively. Now came the last one, the Wulfstan. Wulfstan, another prose writer of importance, was contemporary of Alfred. He wrote sermons. Important among them is Sermon of the Wolf. He is best known for his homilies. So with this, our chronological journey of Old English period ended. At first, the social and political scenario, then language development, of Old English language, and then poetry, and finally prose. We also know about the kingship and Anglo-Saxon major timelines. Okay, thank you.